Did you know that around 80% of us during the entire lifetime experience low back pain or pelvic pain at least once during our lifetime? Nowadays, during quarantine, we are on an average sitting for at least 8 to 10 hours during the day. This is causing two muscles to get really tight and causing inadvertent back pain or related pelvic pain issues. In today's video, we are going to talk about exercises and strategies to get rid of this tightness in your hip flexors and your quadricep muscles to resolve your pelvic pain and back pain symptoms. If you would like to learn strategies, tips and tricks to get rid of your back pain, tailbone pain and pelvic pain related issues, please pause this video and subscribe to this channel. I would be sending out latest evidence-based information to you every week. My name is Dr. Amruta Inamdar. I am a pelvic floor physical therapist. That means a physical therapist specializing in pelvic floor rehabilitation. I bring to you a clinical experience of 13 years in treating back pain, tailbone pain, and other pelvic pain related diagnoses. Have you been lately suffering from low back pain, pelvic pain, and wondering how to resolve this or where to start from? Then this video is for you. Please comment yes or no, and please let me know what your problem is in the comments below. I would try and answer each and every one of your comments to the best of my ability. Vast majority of patients struggle to understand what is going wrong when they sit for long hours of time and suddenly their back pain starts or their pelvic pain symptoms resurface. So today we are going to try and understand what exactly happens and why we need to stretch these hip flexors and quadricep muscles. So when we sit, inadvertently, most of us slouch, right? So look at this pelvis. So I'm sitting and my pelvis here is slightly anteriorly tilted. That means it's rotated forward. When you sit, over time, the pelvis drops back when we slouch. Now the hip flexor muscles are attached to the spine and they go forward to go and attach to your femur or your thigh bone there. Okay, so when we slouch, the hip flexor muscle gets tight. Now over time, if we don't stretch it, it causes a lot of pressure on the spine and results in back pain. Now most of my pelvic pain patients also complain of increased pain with sitting for long hours because one of the nerves that supplies your pelvic floor also starts from the spine. So in today's video, we are going to learn exercises that will help stretch your hip flexors and your quadricep muscles and help you resolve your pelvic pain and your back pain symptoms so that you are able to help yourself sitting at your home. Okay, so let me explain a little bit as to why we need to stretch our hip flexors today. Alright, so this is our pelvis. I'm standing by your, you're looking from the side, right? Now with tight hip flexors, as we were talking about, hip flexors are attached to the spine and they come down and they attach to the front of your thigh bone, right? So when the hip flexors are tight, your pelvis is going to be pulled forward. This is a neutral posture. When my hip flexors are excessively tight, I'm going to be like this. Now over time, because your quadriceps and your hip flexors are pulling and pulling, there are compressive forces on your spine that causes a lot of pain in your back that could cause pelvic pain and other related issues. So today we are going to talk about exercise strategies to deal with this so that our back pain and pelvic pain are resolved. Let's begin with our exercises. So in the first exercise, we are going to learn how to loosen the hip flexor and quadricep muscles with a movement that is called active release. Okay, so you're going to need a wall. Okay, so you're going to hold on to a wall just like this and you're going to try and kick the leg. Now you have to kick the leg actively up and let the leg swing back on its own. Just like when you pump the swing up and then the swing comes back passively, just like that. So let's do a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, swing it back passively, 5. Okay, so this is the first exercise. What happens is, because of momentum, your hip flexor muscle starts getting looser along with your quadricep muscle. Alright, so in the next exercise, we are going to need a pillow and a yoga belt, and this exercise is pretty easy. We are going to do it on our tummy. Alright, so let me show you. So I have this yoga belt that is hooked onto my foot. Alright, and we are going to lie down on your tummy. Try to place this pillow under your hip. Alright, so let's do that. Move the pillow slightly up. Yes. Alright, now you're going to bend your knee and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let go. If you can, you could even hold it with your hand if you have the flexibility. Now you see how this pillow is actually lifting my hip off the ground, right? That is what causes the hip flexor muscle to actually elongate. Alright, so let's hold it for 30 seconds. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let go. So in this third exercise, what we are going to do is we are going to place the pillow again under your hip, and this time we are going to do exercise for active release of your hip flexors and your quadriceps. So let's begin. So I'm going to have you lie down on your tummy again and place this pillow under your hip. Alright, now you're going to bend your knee and make sure that your foot is actually staying flat. Just like, imagine there's like a glass of water put on your foot, right? So you're not going to move it, and then you're going to gently push the foot up and down. Let's do it 10 times. 1, 2, 3. So this movement actually elongates the hip flexor and also helps stretch your quadricep muscle. 4, 5, 6. Try to keep your foot as stable as you can. 7, 8, 9, and 10. In this next exercise, we are going to stretch our quadricep muscles along with our hip flexor muscles. Now we are going to use a yoga bolster against a wall, just like what I've placed here. Now you might choose to have an additional pillow depending on your flexibility. Today I'm going to choose to use a pillow just so that you get some idea as to how to use the props when you're doing this exercise. Now, in the first step, you're going to sit in front of the yoga bolster, and I want you to bend your knees just like this. So you're going to keep your low back very close to the yoga bolster. There should be no gap between your base of your spine and the yoga bolster. All right. Now you could choose to keep your heels away from each other or together. So make sure that there's no knee pain. That this is a very important pointer. Okay, now you're going to gently and slowly try to lean back so that your spine is supported on the yoga bolster. I want you to open your chest out, open your shoulder blades out, and just relax in this position. Do some abdominal breaths. And this will beautifully open up your hip flexors and your quadricep muscles. Okay, so now the exercises get a little bit harder. Now in this exercise, we are going to need a pillow or something soft to cushion your knee if your knee is bony. In my case, my knee is bony, so I'm going to choose to use a pillow. We are also going to use 1 or 2 yoga bolsters depending on your flexibility level. So today I'm going to show this stretch to you with the yoga bolsters so that you get an idea as to how to do it in your own home. If you don't have yoga bolsters, you could choose to use dumbbells or any other objects that help you get some kind of elevated support. Okay, so let's begin. So you're going to start by putting one leg forward. Okay, and the other leg goes back. Now let's see first if I'm able to do it without the pillow, and I think I can. Yes, I can. Alright, so now the yoga bolsters go on one side, and this is the important part. Now you're going to try and move your front knee forward. So keep sitting in your front knee. Okay, the more you sit in your front knee and elongate your back knee, the more stretch you're going to feel in your hip flexor. So over here, I'm stretching my right hip flexor, so I'm feeling a nice stretch right here. Okay, now we are going to add a little twist to this exercise. What you're going to do is you're going to bend your back knee. So you're going to bend your back knee a little bit. I think for this, I'm going to need a pillow. All right, so pillow here. Forward knee bend. Back knee, yes, this is good. All right, so bend your back knee and straighten it. Okay, so this is like an active release exercise for your quadricep muscle. Let's do it once more. 1, 2, 3, yes, you feel it in your quadriceps and your hip flexors together. Beautiful. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so now let's switch sides so that we get to see what happens on the other side. So let me try the first part without the pillow. So now the right leg comes forward, the left leg slides back. So you could also notice that one side is always tighter than the other. So in my case, my right hip flexors are tighter than my left. Okay, I'm going to try and bend my right knee forward so that my left hip flexor, gets a beautiful stretch. And let go. And one more. And let go. You have to make sure that you do all of these exercises without pain. All right, so now let's put the pillow and we are going to do an active release stretch for your quadricep muscle. So this leg comes forward, the back leg goes back. Yes, go down into the stretch, keep stretching. Try to keep your right heel on the ground as you stretch forward. Okay, now let's bend the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, an active release stretch for your quadricep muscles and your hip flexors. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there you are. You have the best, easiest and effective stretches to stretch your hip flexors and quadricep muscles. I invite you to try each and every of these exercises and let me know how it goes. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel as I'll be putting up videos every week. See you in the next video.